Hey guys, it's James from Mostly Speakin' Sentai, and only James today, and you're probably wondering why, and why is the name of this episode so weird? It doesn't say episode 09 something colon, a funny quote like, the pickle was the Rick, or something weird like that. That's some bullshit we would say in an episode. This week, this season, I want some weeks off, but I don't want to have nothing in the feed for you guys, our gracious listeners. Oh my God. The gracious leaders know we want gracious listeners, and that's what we have. So we're pulling some stuff from behind the paywall over on patreon.com/MLM pod and plugging it in here. We're picking the second best episodes from things. So it's not like, oh my God, this is where they peak. No. We don't want you to think that. Actually, the quality is consistent. So what you hear here is what you're going to get over there. So today you're getting episode 10 of Talkin Bout Beyblade. It's one of my favorite. It seems to be Jordan's favorite. That's the only person I've heard back from. But there's just a couple things I want you to hear up front. One, my co-hosts, you might have heard from me just talking in general on shows. My co-hosts were not excited. They didn't want to co-host a Beyblade podcast, so I call them my faux hosts. They are enemies to me within this show. I'm playing a character. I record in a closet, and I call it the Beyblade Clubhouse. That's where Frank and I hang out and talk Beyblade. It's very conceptual, and characters pop in from time to time, so be aware of that. And don't expect it just to be complete mania. I'm called the Bullet Point Maniac over there because the show is pretty, not scripted, but there's defined bullet points to help me when I start getting out with the tide. Hey, there's those bullet points as a safety net to reel me back in like a little fish. So I hope you enjoy this. It's a very funny episode. I know you'll enjoy it. If you want to hear more, there's 14 other episodes over on patreon.com/MLM pod. And we have other shows like Engage with Nicolas Cage, the Toku Reading Corner, and the Podcast That Be. There's like over 30 hours of stuff there right now. You sign up for $5 a month, you'll get access to all of it right away. So without further ado, go to patreon.com/MLM pod after you listen to today's episode of Talkin Bout Beyblade.
Oh my God! Was it but a dream? What day is it? Christmas? That means there's still time. I must get decent in my nightgown for men and blanket cap as I run towards the window. Aha! Boy! Yes, boy!
Me?
Yes, you down there. Is it true? Is today really Christmas?
Yes, it is, Mr. Screw.
By Joe! Can you do me a favor, little one, and run into town for me?
This isn't to get your heart medicine again, is it?
No, son. I'm stocked up, but I have a feeling that after the night I had, I won't be needing it any longer.
Okay, but you still haven't paid me back for the last time, and the pharmacy said your insurance card had expired, so I paid $360 out of my own 11-year-old pockets. Also, you should probably see a doctor before going cold turkey on your heart med, sir.
Oh, okay, but I can pay you back now. Let's see, can you split a 500?
Sir, the only thing I can split is a banana and ice cream.
That's fine. Take it all as long as you run into town as quickly as your busted little legs can take you and tell the townspeople the glory I just saw.
Was it the Christmas spirit, Mr. Screw?
No, something far more enlightening than that, little one. Let them know I finally saw an intentionally good, intentionally engaging and entertaining episode of Beyblade. A bit beast for all! A bit beast for all!
Okay, sir. I'm gonna get going now, you freak.
Coming pimp sweet, I'm coming pimp beast. Get a fucking grip, that fucking rip so.
I'm coming pimp sweet, better get a fucking grip. While I summon pimp beast, screaming let it fucking rip so.
Yeah. Yes, guys, welcome to the hot open. I don't know what in movie term or TV term that's called. I just know a cold open is the thing I did before the theme song. So a hot open must be once the show's cooking and everything's at least internally 165 degrees, which is the safe temperature to serve to the United States American citizens. Ooh, baby. Force feed yourself a hamburger, Whopper style. And I mean the force of fucking Tekken. Hayachi Mashiva, Yoshimitsu, Jin, Ogre, yeah, and then just a bear and a friggin' log, and then a little dragon guy. Yeah, and then a bunch of sexy ladies with titties bursting. That's what Tekken gives you, and guys, I'm giving you this, talking about Beyblade. Guys, I'm hyped the friggin' Daniel up. I'm so hyped, my friggin' notes fell down on the ground off from this dog-cat bed we have in the Beyblade Clubhouse. Bang, bang! Bang, bang! You didn't think the bullet point maniac would do it. You didn't think I was maniacal enough. You didn't think I had the audacity, the tenacity to be in this city of Chicago, fucking Illinois, and give you what you need. And what you need right here, right now, is for me to say, get the fuck up and get energetic, listeners. Oh yeah. Do you want to play a game? Huh?
Do you want to play a game? It's me, Jigsaw, and I've collected all 8 of you. Not you listeners, this isn't to you. This is me going into another bit. But do you want to play a game? You 8 have been collected because you've been mean. You've been downright despicable to your co-host, your producer, a gentle soul named Champy, and you've been teasing him for talking about Beyblade, saying it's a shitty idea. Well, you want to know a shitty idea? Your ass is blowing up beneath you because I have rigged under each one of your seats a C4 that'll blow your ass, nothing else, up to your lower intestines. So any duty that's gonna plop out is gonna be flung around this place. And what's your challenge? What do I need you to do? Well, you're unappreciated towards your co-host slash producer slash guy who does a lot of work on these podcasts. So I need you. What's gonna happen is, yesterday you all recorded your individual podcasts with James, but he's tired and he doesn't want to edit the podcast. So all of you, without experience, even though James has tried to teach you how to edit many times, Nicole has the most experience from being on Fruity Loops, I guess. I need you to edit each of your respective podcasts, and you guys each have 2 hours to do it. And each of you have your own computer, so if anything, this is a very lenient jigsaw puzzle for you to do. And you have broadband access to computers, so you can also look up tutorials, and you guys can also work. You can split the work amongst each other and then export, combine it together, and everything is gonna be fucking so good, I hope. And then you'll upload it. And if we get even one comment after the 2 hours, it's uploaded. So you guys have 2 hours to upload it, but I don't want you guys acting like you want to play a game. all of a sudden, we just will render it as is, throw in the theme song and call it good. It hit it to credit. You also have to put in music. You don't have to make it. Again, I'm being very lenient towards you guys. But, like I said, afterwards, if anyone says, wow, missed a lot in the edit, I blow the fuck up your little bottoms after the first 30 listens, and then we'll wait a day. That's what we're gonna do. And, guys, guess what?
I was kidding. It's been me all the time. You guys just got clowned on for the hashtag Jigsaw challenge. You're never in danger to begin with. I'm just razzing you guys for friggin' saying I suck Donkman and suck dick, and two for flinching Corwin coming into the streams and saying that you hate me from the bottom of your heart, but Nicole is fine. That's just mean, Corwin. See, anyone who's like, oh, James, you're over-exaggerating here. I'm not over-exaggerating with Corwin and TC. TC on many occasions has said that he wants to punch me one, and that's why he's working out. Well, I'm working out, so I have muscles to flex before he punches me, so it doesn't do much HP damage to me. I got maybe 11 hit points on a good day. I don't know. Psychic damage from depression and ulcers make it, or also like necrotic. I think necrotic damage would be from ulcers. So I can't get those health points back until my next turn. And my next turn is daily. I have long ass turns, rounds even. Yeah, my point being, they're friggin' mean to me. And I didn't start being mean to them until they said Beyblade was a bad podcast subject. And maybe it might be, who knows. But guys, on top of this, screw my faux host. We're 10 episodes old. Woo! Woo! That's 5 months of doing this. I think April, May, June, July, August. Holy crampzillas. Wow. 5 months of the Patreon. And guys, guess what? We have 12 patrons now. Holy Krampus. And speaking of which, Nicole has said that we, the listeners, in this community, can't get a new patron every single month. And help me prove her wrong. If you know a good friend, if you know anyone, just friggin' let them know about this awesome show. It's great. And we got a new patron this month, so guess what, guys? We've been subverting Nicole's expectations, and Nicole makes a cut of the Patreon profits. So, actually, not even of the profits. She's just getting equally what I think she gets, because I do I edit and make music for the pot. She said just take half of that. Nicole makes like 22% of the Patreon because I am doing this by myself, which consists of 2 weeks of the show of the stuff. So it's still, she's getting a lot of money of this whole thing. So she should be trying to get people on the Patreon, okay? She's too busy like, I'm making these cats now. She's trying to make cats. You can't make a cat, Nicole, unless you are a cat like the people on Beyblade. But speaking of Beyblade, we're not to that. We're to the outside now. Guys, it's hot as hell, and I don't know how it's so cold in the apartment. I think it's because I've been eating a lot less. I've been drinking a lot more ice water, and I haven't been wearing pants lately, just underwear, and I've been freezing in the apartment as of late, but this Beyblade Clubhouse is going to get hot. Whoo, baby. But we got to get it up and get off, baby. Oh, yeah, I'm jacking off on podcasts. That's what everyone thought this show was going to be. But I have yet to spank it on this fucking show. So every hater who thought that that's what this was going to be, how about you go jack off yourself and keep your thoughts to yourself, bitch. Hold on, I got to blow my nose. All right, guys, I'm back, and we're ready to get into Beyblade already? Holy shit, man. This is crazy. Wait, what's going on up there?
Okay, guys, the clothes are starting to shake. They're twirling up to each other. I think maybe hitting the microphone. And yeah, they're starting to turn into like some long, slimy clothes snake.
Welcome to slime time, bitch.
Hey, Fred.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean, bitch?
Dude, why are you here?
Hey, I'm coming to you.
Why? You also sound like a wrestler. Have you always sounded like that?
Hey, you're just hearing me before the voice modulation post-processing.
Should we invest in a live thing, or do you, like, trying to click it over would probably be a little too hard, but it'd save time in the edit, wouldn't it?
Oh, shoot. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was...
Your voice cracked. You're a little boy, Mr. Freddy Krueger. Hey, guys, Freddy Krueger is here. I talked about him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, actually, that's why I'm here, bitch.
Stop calling everyone bitch.
I'll call who I want, what I want, when I want, bitch.
Freddy Krueger, you guys, I don't need to explain who he is.
Well, I would actually like introduction of some sorts. You gave that bee an introduction.
Yeah, but no one knows what the bee looked like. The bee was just here. I had to explain, what was his name? Pork Sandwich? Roger Pork Sandwich? Was that his name? I don't remember. Roger Pork Sandwich was like a 3-foot bee. There was no precedence behind like, hey, this is who this is.
At least explain that I got this cool fedora on, bitch.
Fucking stop saying bitch. I'll edit all of them out.
Hey, that's my thing, please, like... For the love of God, don't do that.
Okay, fine. But what's up, man?
Well, I'm kind of pissed. I'm kind of fucking upset that you, this little bitch,
Fuck.
we're over here saying that how dumb my killings are, that I'd like ripcord you with a Beyblade, or maybe it was like slice off your dick because you masturbate so much. Or maybe I'm just thinking of what I would actually do. Like, just jack you off so hard, and then this scab, like, it starts to scab over on your hands, and then your dick scab would grow over your skin, and then you would just be encased and fighting for breath in, like, one large dick scab.
That's super fucked up and better than, I think, what I came up with. I don't remember. A listener would have to tell me.
Well, that's what I would do. And I wouldn't kill Nicole by doing that. I'd do something more vicious to Nicole. I'd probably just, sew everyone's mouth shut, but they wouldn't want to talk to her anyway, and then she just kills herself.
That's super fucked up, man. Please don't tell anyone that. You are a vicious criminal.
Yeah, well, I wanted to come here, and I need to sound more like a wrestler, don't I, bitch?
You tell me, man. You're the one who owns your voice.
Okay, well, quick side thing. I actually don't own my voice. I hung out with Poseidon. You know, he was on maybe 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, yes, I know.
Well, I went down there to the sea because I'm not like Jason. I'm not afraid of the water, that little bitch. And there was an octopus lady, and I sold my voice to her, and it's very upsetting.
So, you just sold your... When does she get it?
Well, here's the thing. Since I'm a paranormal entity, she actually doesn't have authority in my realms. So I just got the money and got to keep the voice, but technically she owns it. I'll live up to my the wording of it. It was just she owns my voice. Not that she was going to get my voice. So all in all, I'm up a cool $75.
Okay. Okay, so
What are you here for?
Well, I'm here to set an example of you. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get you real good.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
I'm not sleeping. Also, real quick, snakes aren't slimy. You said, like, welcome to slime time, bitch, as a clothes snake that's all slimy. Why were snakes aren't slimy? That's a common misconception.
No, what? Oh, shoot, voice breaking again. No, the clothes are slimy because of all the cum-in sleeves. I hear that's a thing.
That's not a thing. Why are people trying to tell me that coming in sleeveys is a thing?
It is. As someone who's around a lot of adolescents,
Please stop this right now. Do not continue this line of fucking backstory. Stop.
okay. Just a lot of cum-in sleeves.
Fucking stop. It's disgusting on so many levels, okay?
Okay, well, but you are sleeping, like you totally are sleeping.
No, I'm not, Fred.
How? How do you know this?
Frank's not talking in a human language, see?
What? No. He's talking. Go ahead, Frank. I won't gaslight you like James worries he does to guests and co-hosts on his shows. So, come on, Frank, go. Hey, guys, I'm Frank, and oh man, I'm a dancing cat. Look at me dance.
Frank can't dance.
No, Jams. I dance. Look at me. It's like I have little marionette strings coming out with my ligaments.
That's also not ligaments, Fred. You don't have power here because Frank's not afraid of you and I'm not afraid of you. You just tied rope to our brittle cat. That's just mean. That's animal cruelty. I'm gonna call the ASPCA on you.
Oh, please don't. I hang around with Michael Myers a lot, and you know he eats dogs, and I just don't want that heat on me. They're gonna ask me where he is, and I'm no snitch.
Okay, but like I said, I'm not afraid of you.
What? What do you mean you're not afraid of me? Look, I'm a slimy, cummy snake.
Now fucking get out of here. I'm afraid of where you got this semen, but I'm not afraid of you. Because I know if I'm afraid, I know that your power comes from fear of other people. So if I'm never afraid of you, I know you're never going to have power over me. It's such an easy thing to do. I don't know how you've murdered so many people in dreams. And on top of that, Frank, still talking like a cat, and you, zero power. We have zero scarediness of you. You're just you're beef jerky with claws. That's it.
It hurts how accurate that is, bitch.
Okay, if you want to keep calling me bitch in this instance, I'm fine with it. But like, how did you even get here? How are you in the real world anyway?
Magic? Dream magic, death magic, a little door magic too.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Fucking door magic. Why are you here in the real world?
Corona has really hit the dreamscape hard. So I got out of Dodge there. Even Florida is better off than Dreamland.
How'd that happen? You got anti-maskers there?
What? No, we're not as dumb as you all. Fucking Kirby's a super spreader of the shit, bitch. Keeps inhaling the sick, absorbing their powers, thinking he'll eventually grow immune by combining powers over and over again into a vaccine, but he's just breathing and spitting on everything. It's pandemonium there. James.
What?
James.
Yes.
James.
Get your cummy claws off from me.
Fucking Falcor is dead.
Can you please leave, dude? I don't like it when you're around us.
No, what? No. I wanted to see if I could stay with you and Frank.
And Nicole.
Oh, you're still with her?
Fuck you. She's a queen.
She's no queen, bitch. She called me a noob at Harvest Moon, telling me how to plant my crops and shit.
You do it wrong, though. You till all of the ground and put seeds everywhere, meaning you can't get to 90% of your vegetables.
Yeah, fuck you guys. I don't need you anyway. I'll just stay at TC's.
It'll cost you $600 a month.
I've started 9 movies, so I think I'm good for it, bitch.
You co-starred in New Nightmare and hosted segments on the Nightmare on Elm Street TV show. All the others were actors portraying you.
That's just fucking semantics. I still got money for my likeness, you bitch.
And he's gone. Well then, that was eventful, I suppose. For some reason, Freddy Krueger likes hanging out with us. It's odd. Maybe that's why Upside Down Man comes around. I think we're a paranormal gate where ghosts just love to come and congregate. Oh yeah, flex that muscle. I'm getting sweaty in here, and I think Frank might be at the door. Let me quickly check. Even though he's been in here the whole time, he might be trying to get out of the clubhouse. Saved it, baby. Oh my God, he wasn't at the door. Frank hasn't even been in here this whole time. Cat ghost. But guys, let's get into friggin' talking about Beyblade. We are watching episode 10 of Beyblade entitled Battle in the Sky. And okay, so normally it seems like Beyblade episodes run on and on with far too many endings. I've said it before. Holy shit. I thought it was going to end. I've been watching this for what it feels like is 40 minutes, but holy shit, there's still 2 more bumper ads, you know, when a scene ends and goes to commercial, they have like, in Dragon Ball, it's Master Roshi getting knocked in the head by Beyblade's thing, by Goku's extendapole. Well, in this, it's like Beyblade spinning, but this episode was great. We got truly, from the intro, this is the first great episode of Beyblade. It felt short. It kept going. It was engaging. It made sense. I didn't hate all the characters. It was great. 2 thumbs up. I highly recommend this. This would be the one. And besides maybe episode 2 where Dogon Logmon came around, these are the 2 I would recommend. Dogon Logmon for just it being absurd, and this one for like, hey, this is when things start to kick into overdrive. But the reason for that is we're fully in China now, and they're going to the Beyblade Championship, the Asian qualifier, I think that's what it's called. And all of a sudden, they're on a bus. I think it was like a school bus looking thing. That's odd why they're traveling in a school bus. But Kenny's like, oh my God, China is amazing. It's like looking at one big oil painting. And I was like, okay. Because he like emphasized oil so much, I was like, oh my God, is he going to talk shit about China? It could have gone so bad. He could have said, oil field, it looks like one big oily face. Oil truck, oh, it looks like one big ass oil rig. One big ass oil fryer, oil popstick, oily man. Oh man, guys, I wish I were an oily man. I can't wait till I get some definition of abs, and then I could be oily, you know. That's one of my favorite porns is lubed. It's just where women get very oiled up and then have sex. It's hot, super duper hot, guys. Check out Lubed on Pornhub. But the city of Beyblade Arenas. Wait, why did I say? Oh, okay. So they go to something called China Tower. And it's a city of Beyblade arenas built off tall rock pillars. It's like a treehouse village, think Ewoks, but without branch supports. Like, it would topple at any moment. Also, think of it like this. If you have a straw, and then you were to try and build like small pancakes off from the side of the straw, that's how wide or let's go with a chocolate chip cookie. That's how big it is in of me trying to do a scaled down model of what I'm seeing on the screen, it would topple. There's no support. How also, like, it's just built off the side. There's no pole coming out to make sure there's some form of architectural structure. There's no I-beams going on. It doesn't make sense. But that's what it is. It looks cool, I guess. At least the drawers knew what they were doing. But hey, they get to this city and it's looking cool, straight up into the sky. And guys, this means
We've got some rock climbing to do!
that's a clip from this show. It's just, do they need to rock climb out of this? I don't understand this show at all. Also, there's no, like, stairs. It's not, maybe there's something built into, like, a stair system or elevators built into the actual rock mountain, but that would make the structural integrity of the whole thing even worse. It's not good. In China Tower, we hear Brad Best and AJ Topper. Oh man, weddings, am I right? They're like, oh man, I'm starting to feel lightheaded because they're so high up in the sky. But in real life, it's because they're giving themselves head rushes and easy high, and because they ran out of whippets in the friggin' green room. You ever try to give yourself a head rush? It's when you like constrict the top of your skull so much. I'm doing it right now, but oh fuck. Your vision starts to go like kaleidoscopy on the, like, you know, you start to see, I guess, static but behind the eyes. I didn't want to keep doing it because I know I'd pass out in the Beyblade Clubhouse, which is getting quite heated in the moment. Ooh, baby. And then afterwards, after, you know, AJ Topper are giving themselves head rush all because they ran out of whippets in the green room. Guys, let me know you do whippets. Put it in a comment. We meet up. They're meaning the Blade Breakers. Such a dumb name. They are hanging out, looking nice, looking at their tiers to see where they are at in the entire tournament. And then all of a sudden we hear a look at what the cat dragged in, which is the White Tigers. And I'm gonna say, which cat? They're all cats. Every single character in this is friggin' Neko person, a little kitty cat just scrawling around with freckles that make it look like they have whiskers, little peach mouths that look like a cat mouth, and eyes that their pupils are little vertical slits in the eyeball. It's disconcerting. I know I say that a lot on all my shows lately. I don't enjoy it, guys. It's scary. But they say, hey, Ray, we don't go easy on traitors, only on the elderly and ice cream men in hopes to be written in their wills or get discounted fudgesicles. Also, we go easy on the eyes because we're beautiful as all hell. They don't say that last line, but the traitor line. Why would you go easy on a traitor in anything? Oh, hey, Benedict friggin' Arnold Batch. We're gonna go easy on you. Yeah, you traitored away and helped the British Army, but come here, Benedict Cumberbatch. Come here. There you go. A literal slap on the wrist. I don't know if that picked up in the mic even. There we go. Another one for you. That's 2 slaps on the wrist. That's what we're charging you for. You may have led to hundreds of men dying. I'm not very sure about history. But who gives a rat's ass? Traitor? We'll just make you synonymous with traitoring until the end of time in America. Oh, guy from Silicon Valley who sold Pied Piper algorithm to someone else? We don't care. Come over here and smoke weed, except we're gonna skip you every other time in the rotation, so we'll be double the high that you are. Friggin' why go easy on a traitor? There's no reason. That's just dumb. It's kind of like the current all the time police department. They're traitors to the civilians that they protect, and all they do is get a slip on their wrist. Slip on their wrist? No, a slap on their wrist. ACAB, baby, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, you think I was gonna stop saying that? Too bad. Fuckers. Yeah, police are just traitors to the American public. I wonder if a cop will ever listen to this in the sense of like, oh, I really like you guys. I am a cop. Hey, if they say like, oh, fuck you, immediately deleted your pledge. I don't care. But if they come back and say like, yeah, I totally understand, do agree, police stations do need to be defunded. And instead, people also, if you're like, defund the police, oh my God, I'm so scared, there'll be lawless. No, defunding means just stop militarizing it and branch off into like, hey, instead of having people with guns try and settle a person who is mentally unstable, how about we get someone with training who can de-escalate a situation like that without a gun? And before you say like, well, deranged people first, fuck you for saying that to people who do have mental disabilities. Fuck you for calling them deranged. And there are people in hospitals who have to deal with this. They don't have a gun. They're being slammed up against a wall. And immediately they're like, oh, I need to de-escalate this situation. And they fucking do. Okay? Break the fucking walls down of this militarized police state. And let's build it up with things that actually work. And yeah, there'll still be fucking police and detectives because murders need to be solved and your fucking banks being robbed and a detective needs to find that out. What else would a police officer need to do? I think that's it. That's about it, guys. Maybe fuel the Topps trading card market because every town seems to have cop trading cards. The stats should be realistic on these trading cards. If no one knows what I'm talking about, please Google local police department trading cards and you will see cops will have their own trading cards. What they should have, be honest, it should say how many infractions they've had, how many write-ups, how many complaints, if they are a good cop or a dirty cop, that it should be realistic because not all Pokemon, when Pokemon started, they eventually got the Team Rocket cards to have evil Pokemon. There should be evil cop trading cards. So then we know like, oh, fuck this cop. We don't want to be involved with this. However, some children will say, oh, wow, this cop will help me sell drugs in high school. I'm going to hang out with this cop. And then you guys can back and forth, do what you want. And bada bing, bada boom, that's what I say to figure out what I'm gonna say next. Everything in the reality is good versus evil. We know what is evil, and we can easily friggin' destroy it. Okay? Good cops and bad cops should be displayed. That's a statistic that should be displayed on their cards. Because, hey, these bad cops bring poison to our communities. That should be a status effect that is applied on the card. Okay? It's just basic Magic the Gathering style shit. So, please, let's get on this. And then we're talking about Beyblade, remember? We see Tyson get kerfluffled by that purple-eyed beauty who I already forgot his name. Tom, maybe? It couldn't be Tom. But he calls Tyson, he walks up and says, you look like the weakest link. And then Tyson says, as they're trying to fight him back, he goes, weakest link, huh? Well, you look like the missing link, the one between us and a new future being of unimaginable beauty, charming all into a daze with their piercing purple eyes. God, I wish I had purple eyes. Whew, but then we get into the battle. This is the greatest battle you will ever see. And it starts out, Ray's like, I'll be the first one up. I'm confident. And Tyson says, hey, Ray, show them we're stronger than the White Tigers. And then Ray turns around, very offended, and goes, hey, don't. Just freaking don't. They're my friends. We may be fighting right now, but they're always going to be my friends. Stop it. Little bitch-ass Ray now. Now Max is the only cool one. Then AJ Topper and or Brad Best say, hey, it's a higher altitude and that will affect the spin and weight of these Beyblades tonight. And I don't know how I could do this. I guess I would have to go on a road trip to Denver and see if, for a Beyblade physics video, which seems a little too much to do, but to see, does altitude affect the spin of a Beyblade at all? Or if someone is a physicist that's listening right now, please let me know, does spin change depending on altitude and weight? That just seems odd too. But we see all of a sudden the arena turns into this mountainscape, and we find out these are virtual arenas. And I would like to try and figure out, one, how do these work for Beyblading, and why would you want this? So it's not just virtual. You are literally on, like, it's just nothing. It's not like it's reimagining the skin of something in the sense of you could rig a bunch of like a monkey bar gymnasium thing that has like TVs as the things you climb on top of, and then on the TVs, high definition, it turns into like lava or snakes and bugs. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to touch that. But it's still the shape always of the monkey gymnasium, the monkey gymnasium. And in here, it's nothing, and then all of a sudden the Beyblades are on a mountaintop traversing through this terrain. Also, it's dirt. How do Beyblades spin on dirt? I need to do a physics on that. Dirt physics for Beyblade. I don't think it would work. It would spin, my guess is if I ripped it real hard, 4 seconds at best, AJ Best, Brad Best, I mean, and then immediately stop. That's what I'm thinking. You guys let me know in the comment below. Yep. Where was I? But the first team that they fight is the Tall Boys, and they're child frat boy alcoholics, lovers of 24-ounce cans of Pabst. They're like, oh man, I'm so drunk right now. I haven't puked this much since I was like 8 years old, which was last year because remember, we're children drinking. Why call them the Tall Boys? They're not even all tall unless you're referencing alcoholic beverages in a child show. Shame on you, Beyblade. Yeah, a wag of the finger, you're getting it. You're getting fingered by me right now. Shame. But the first of the Tall Boys, I forgot his name, but he uses the yak attack, and it's the power of a pineapple. It's just a giant-ass Beyblade that it looks normal, and then once it starts spinning, like 3 tears come out cake style and have just these pineapple jags out of it, jagweeds, if you will, jagged objects out of it to really spin and destroy. However, this thing is super top heavy. I don't understand why it would even work. It would immediately topple to the ground. It sucks, and it can't be illegal. I don't understand why they just allow everything to be in these fucking goddamn arenas. But during this, we get this amazing voice acting from Max. Here it is.
Ray, hang in there, buddy. You got him, Ray.
It's just bad. I don't understand this. And then, of course, Ray wins by the seat of his little panties. And then we get Wayland,
who his power is immense heat, aka getting stabbed outside the locker room by a passionate grandmother because it's real to her, god damn it. Wrestling fans will understand that. Everyone else will be like, immense heat, why would heat turn to stabbing? Look it up, Heat Pro Wrestling. And within this heat, of course, Dizzy says, oh, I can feel my microchips melting. I got that WAP, guys, that wet-ass processor. Yes, guys, staying current. And that was off the top of my fucking dome. It's causing heat stroke, this dangerous sport is. It's like this child's Beyblade is creating so much heat that Max, who is fighting Wayland, is boiling. His blood is convulsing. And if this were a real sport, parents would be in an uproar. They'd be like, what the fuck? Or actually, I was going to improv this, but football is known to give concussions. And especially if a child is playing full contact football from 5th grade and on, there's going to be irreversible damage to their undeveloped brain. So maybe they wouldn't be in an uproar. They'd be like, who gives a shit? The people are fine if it's 90 degrees and them training during the summer for football. It's fucking nuts, bonkers. I miss going to football games. I enjoyed that in high school. You hang out with people. You wait until after halftime so then you can get in for very cheap, or you jump a fence and get in there and people are none the wiser. Except I had to stash my bike because I'd ride my bike there. So that was always something that I'm like, ooh, will this pay off or not? I don't know. I was always trying to make out with people. Never worked. I went to a football game with an ex of mine, and that's the only time I made out at a football game. It wasn't maybe it was before in the car. Who knows? Who cares? I'm wearing only underwear. But yeah, guys, I guess parents wouldn't be in an uproar about dangerous sports because parents are monsters, maybe. They're like, I want my son to have glory like I had or I didn't have. Friggin' two for flinching parents. But then Max wins, of course, and then Tommy comes out, and he has the Muay Thai kick and a leg launcher that the ripcord is like a zipper on his leg, and what he does is attach it there and then kick real hard, and it flings off. It's bonkers. But we see, hey, Tommy has been watching Kenny because I guess springs are legal play because Tommy has a spring-loaded Beyblade as well. And of course, we think he's going to lose. And he hit friggin' off from a huge cliff because it's a virtual arena, remember? Hits Tyson off from this cliff and is going down to smash him, and they're like, oh man, Tyson lost, no, and then Tyson's like, no, I got him right where I wanted him, and does a dragoon tornado and flings Tommy's blade out of the arena, and he's like, no, that's not fair. And yes, it's not fair. It's completely unfair, Tommy, that these children have fucking bit beasts, these godly otherworldly creatures or of the world creatures, and they shouldn't be allowed. If it's not all people are at least able to access them, maybe hey, you have to pay a lot of money. In the case of Pokemon cards, oh, Charizard's very hard to find. If you have that, maybe you'll be able to win a bunch, even though I've seen, I've gone down rabbit holes of Pokemon card strategies from the early days, and Charizard wasn't really the best strategy. Watch videos on it. I can't explain what the best things are. There were magazines even saying hey, this is the best kind of deck to have. And then some decks were so overused that people were like, oh my God, he's using another one of these decks. It's so cool to think that even though I just
collected these cards. There were people trying to exploit things in the mechanics of trading card games, Pokemon, that they invented styles of play. It's super cool. But also, like, how is it just kids that have these bit beasts? Will we see adults? And why Beyblades? Why are they trapped inside of Beyblades? Did they make Beyblades with the intent to harness the powers of these bit beasts? Or did they just so happen like, oh, these bit beasts are in the size of something that's a bit? Maybe bits are something in Japan that have a cultural significance? I don't know. Like in the Gamera trilogy from the 90s, there were these like little wispy-doo medallion things that are that have cultural significance in Japan. Maybe bits are as well. Who knows? And I'm not talking about bits as in bits and bytes from Fat Guy Stuck in Internet. But guys, then that's the end of the episode. It was it felt so short. It was great. That's what it was, just one after another, feeling good. Feeling great, but thank you all for listening. And before we start with the shout-outs, please check out my new album entitled I'll Get There, Volume 1. It's a beat tape that is lo-fi, just really relaxing music. You can find it on everywhere music is found, Spotify, YouTube, all of that stuff. If you have Amazon Music Unlimited or Tidal or Napster, listen on those, loop it even, because they pay the most royalty stuff. And maybe YouTube Red. I think YouTube Red is very much up there. Spotify, though, whoo baby, they suck ass. But also follow us on Twitch, us meaning Nicole and I. We are very, very close to affiliate, and all we need is a few more followers. And oh wait, how do I do this? I am a follow back boy. I am a follow back boy. Few times I've been around this snatch, and I'll follow back because I'm follow back boy. I'll follow you back if you follow us. Will that guarantee that I'll always watch? If you're one of these listeners on Patreon, yes, it actually does mean that. Also, before we get started, Nicole thinks these shout-out stories need to be a little shorter. I read one of them, and she's like, I thought you were making these shorter, which would make sense for her to say one of my faux hosts, as they live in their own world where the appreciation of those who patronize our content is novel, it is unheard of, it is an inconvenience, and it is to them as holy water is to demonic entities. So again, it isn't very surprising for her to have said, whereas me, I enjoy you guys and I want to give back until I can give no more. So without further ado, onto the shout-outs. First up, we have Steve F., commander of the Bit Beast Protection Group, Bit Pizza, not Beast. Hey guys, this week I'm not going to act like I know what protest Steve is going to do. Will what he's doing potentially free 8 or so Bit Beasts from their imprisonment within a bratty tween's Beyblade? Yes. Will him detonating at the base of the multi-tiered tower Beyblade stadiums a large quantity of ammonium nitrate fertilizer infused with bricks upon bricks of C4 kill tens of thousands of innocent lives and only a handful of individuals guilty of Bit Beast poaching and enslavement? Allegedly. Let's just pray his endeavors go awry like they usually do, and yep, they did. The black market seller sold Steve silly putty instead of C4 and that fertilizer? It's just poo-poo. But wait a second. The stinkiness wafting upwards cleared the stadiums out, Steve. It worked. And without any gibbed children carcasses littering the city streets either. Next up, we have Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Clash Creature sales rep and tournament promoter in a Beyblade world. I bet you guys didn't know that Eric, on top of having access to an interdimensional portal and immense sales skills, he's also an artist. So when he heard about these tall boys and their weird-ass special powers, he knew him and Clash Creatures could easily one-up Beyblade. And how, you ask? Well, Eric drew up a new Clash Creatures card, a buff, anthropomorphic yak who does not skip leg day. And did I mention the yak is on fire and is wearing sunglasses so the flames don't hurt his eyes? Pretty cool, Eric. But what's that squiggling ball of worms and that ceremonial knife in your hands for? Oh, Jesus H. Christ! Why are you slicing those worms and squeezing their goopy guts onto the card? Why are you talking in reverse, Eric? And why'd your eyes roll to the back of your skull? Oh! You were just performing black magic to bring the card to life. I get it now. But I wonder if this needs to be done for every card or just the first one. Who knows? Now on to Tito, Dizzy's wingman for sexual prowess. Back in the day when sex romps and drug-fueled benders were commonplace in Tito and Dizzy's life, a little harmless B&E wasn't out of the question for them. It was the usual stuff though, skating rinks, public pools, and pumpkin patches where children keep going missing. You know, the run-of-the-mill breaking and entering spots for mischievous abandon. But one night, drunk on endless mojitos from Trader Joe's self-serve bar station, well, self-serve to them at least, Tito and Dizzy found themselves in China Tower, right in front of the virtual terrain terminal. So, of course, they had to turn this outing into a full-on party. They fired up the machine and typed in Orgy Opium Den, clicked enter, and awaited bliss. Too bad there's an autocorrect programmed into the machine and all they got was Original Opie and Anthony. It was fine if you're into that. The VR aspect is always cool, but unfortunately, if your expectations are boobies, dangles, and a sweet opium high, everything else is a letdown. Next is Alex Z, aka my old boss, aka the Waz, founding member of Big Sisters Against Beyblade. It amazes not only the Waz and the Big Sisters, but me as well, that every single week the BBA allows, promotes, and commends the endangerment of their child workforce, and this week is no different with their latest spit in the face of OSHA begging for a workers' comp lawsuit atrocity. Letting a child air fry other children with some war machine Beyblade. So, the Waz is fighting for change, fighting for what needs to be done. Ice cold orange slice breaks to cool down between every match. Let's just hope none of these children have pre-adolescent ulcers like McCollum here did, cause that sweet acidic juice will leave them up all night munching down a full bottle of Tums inside the family's linen closet. Now it's time for our friend Orion, aka Rapper Defo, the MC and announcer of smaller BBA tournaments. Last we left Defo, he was shaking, electrifying, after cleaning live mics while standing in a foot wash. Now, lying cooked on the floor, Defoe's mind wanders to a world far from ours, a cloudy land far above the earth. Is this heaven? Has our good friend died? Oh, he can hear the melodic sounds of electric lutes playing pop punk, can see the spirits of fathers on their phone in heaven's lobby, and rude tweens screaming at him to get his ass out of the arena? Huh? Defo, you're not in heaven. The electrocution flung you several dozen feet into a virtual arena currently set on Cloud City, where you've stayed in a shock-induced state of slumber for an entire week and now is a scheduled Beyblade tournament. Better go clean yourself off and get a pair of pants that isn't currently caked in your dried urine so you can get to work. Now we've got Kayla, aka Two Grapes, best-selling author of Beyblade-related YA novels. Not all young adult stories have to be about romance, supernatural characters, and suicide. They can also be filled with bromances between lifelong friends who are a clusterfudge of personalities. But that doesn't matter as long as they have each other and their Beyblades. And that, my friends, is just the plot for Kayla's new story, No Small Hearts, Just Tall Boys, a tale of 3 Beybladers, all with otherworldly powers, learning to live, laugh, and love together, all while hoping to make it to 21 so they can enjoy a cracked cold one on their birthday. Oh, did I not mention they were all born on the same solstice under the blood moon lunar eclipse on the equator while Mercury was in utero? Well, I should have, because that for sure plays a part in this. Oh, baby. Tweenage bromance is an uncommon topic here, so you're a hero for exploring it, Kayla. Next is my BFF Burvey, aka Tyler Wright, the greatest father in all of Beyblade. This week, Tyler's making his 3 wonderful children their own multi-tiered Beyblade stadium. Fashioned from an old cat scratch tower, PVC piping, 2x4s, a little bit of soldering, and a whole lot of love, this 10-foot behemoth is gonna bring a whole lot of fun. At least for the first 7 minutes until they lose interest, like all children do, and go back to playing pretend as human lawnmowers, eating clumps of grass out of the ground. You should have just bought them a box set of Tim and Eric. Would have been less expensive, taken less effort, and when they're bored of it, it's still there for mommy and daddy to enjoy. But you live and learn though, Burvey, ain't I right? Now on to my bud Duo Grunfox, creator of experimental Beyblade and Beyblade accessories. Grunfox is cooking up something freezing this week. After seeing how effective Waynard's heat stroke-inducing Beyblade was, the tinkerers in his mind started gyrating. If Grunfox could invent a Beyblade that could stay cool during battle with a heat-resistant core, nothing could stop it. Except for the BBA's very lenient rules and regulation, because although they may allow spring-loaded Beyblades and paranormal gods inside the ring, Grunfox just slapped on an entire stainless steel industrial-sized fan to a Beyblade coated in a low-cost flame-retardant polymer he concocted. He may have lost out on that, but he did sell the space-age flame retardant to Colgate for $50 million? That's absolutely insane, Grunfox. But oh snaps, we have another new blader this week. That's right, guys, it's Cougar Courage GX, martial arts expert and the only Beyblader who doesn't let it rip, he lets it punch. That's right. He punches his Beyblade with such force, such power, with such precision that it flies with such a backspin John Elway would be jealous of. However, the BBA does require all participants to have a regulation Beyblade launcher on their person at the start of every match. So, Kuga just grips one in his offhand with a middle finger pointed straight to Mr. Holographic himself. Guys, Kuga's a wild card in this bunch of shoutouts, and I like it. And finally, it takes 2 to Toku. Former Beybladers turned Blade Shark hunters, and this week, they've got a scent leading them directly to China Tower. They know the Blade Sharks are up to something up there. What exactly? Well, that's the mystery to solve. They gotta be stealthy, though. They can't just barge in the stadium. They'd stand out in the crowd of 10,000, so they must scale the tower Batman and Robin style, with grappling hooks and tight little shorts showing off their muscles. But muscles or not, climbing a 90-degree incline to a plateau 70 stories up is impossible. So our friends tuckered themselves out after an hour of continuous, strenuous effort, ending their journey in a local cat cafe using a chunky cat as a pillow for the night. Too bad, too. If they had waited a few more minutes, they'd have seen the entire stadium evacuate after an abhorrent smell filled each tier of the tower. Haha, better luck next time on Talkin' Bout Beyblade. Oh yeah, guys, 10 episodes in the friggin' bag now. Thank you all again so much for listening. It means the world to me. Spay and neuter yourselves and tell my co-host this show is cool. And little words of wisdom closing out. This quarantine may suck. It may be difficult to meet up with friends. It may be impossible to meet up with friends. Maybe Zoom calls got you down because, oh my God, it's for business and pleasure. I don't want that. That doesn't vibe with me. Now, talking to my dying grandmother feels like work instead of the just normal depressing thing that it should be, because it is depressing, but with a little reward because you get to spend time with your grandma. However, one thing that'll never be work for you, one thing that should always be pleasure, is being here, talking about Beyblade. See you guys later. Bye. Listen to my album. Ha 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 ha. Bang bang.